Hi, today I wanted to talk a little bit about archetypes and a practical application. One thing I've found in life is that having a good solid sense of humor can often be all the difference when it comes to getting through difficult periods in life. In my own experience, I was diagnosed with cancer at about 26 years old and given a year to live without surgery. Clearly that could be a very traumatic and scary experience for most anyone. But what I did in that particular situation was I adopted an archetype or a mindset. I basically thought of Doc Holliday from the movie Tombstone, or certainly from the history of the Wild West, in helping me to cope with the stress of the situation. So for example, when I went into the doctor's office to meet the doctor for the first time, I sat down in front of his desk and in a deep southern drawl said, "Dr. Rawls, I presume." This kind of broke the stress and anxiety of the situation up a little bit. In my particular case, I had testicular seminoma. That's something that a lot of people wouldn't openly and publicly say, but I'm a very transparent person, so I'm just going to be frank about it. The doctor examined me and discovered the tumor that I had noticed a while back and said, "I think we're going to need to remove the testicle, Mr. White." And I said, "Well, let's get on the ball then, Doc." And then the morning of the surgery, after being prepped and sedated, I was this insane guy that wanted to have a mirror placed over me so that I could actually watch, mainly because I wanted to make sure he got the correct one, right? But anyway, rolling into the surgery theater, the doctor came in, said, "How are you feeling today, Mr. White?" And I said, "I'm feeling a little testy this morning, Doc." So as you can see, the humor helped to manage the stress and helped me to slide through the transition much more easily than I would have done so. Even afterwards, as people inevitably come up to you after a traumatic situation, it's really all they want to talk about, which of course that much more brings it to the forefront of your mind and makes you think about it that much more. Women would say, "Oh, everything's still work." I said, "Yeah, now I'm the perfect man." Sometimes you feel like a nut, sometimes you don't. Even some of my friends jokingly started calling me the uniballer. So this adoption of the flawed hero, or the tragic hero in some respects. Doc Holliday, he had tuberculosis. They called him a lunger, but he made light of it, and I adopted that archetypal mindset and managed to get through the surgery just fine. And here I am, over 20 years later, a healthy man. So I just wanted to give you a real-world example of how to apply not only archetypal mindsets, but humor to your life to help grease the wheel of life.